All right, so I'm looking at my comments on my last video, and Tourism Fun commented, "Failure is success in progress," and I absolutely love this comment. I love just hearing other people's ideas and other people's insights because he's absolutely correct. They're absolutely correct. Failure is progress. You should encourage failure. You never should want to fail, but don't be discouraged by it. Don't be discouraged that you're failing. But you can't sit here and fail and wonder why you failed. Wondered why am I failing? You have to assess it. You have to assess yourself, and you have to learn from it. You can't just fail and not learn anything, not take anything out of it, because it's going to take work. You have to assess that failure. You want to encourage failure, and not entirely, but you can't be discouraged by it. You can't run away from failure. You can't be afraid of failure. It's going to happen. You're going to fail. You're going to lose. You're going to fail. You're going to have times when you just feel like it isn't right. You're going to have times when you're just so drawn down by that failure. You're going to have times when you're so discouraged because of that failure. But don't be discouraged. It's part of the process. It's part of the plan. It's part of the everything. You need to look at failure the same way as you look at success. And you can't be discouraged when you fail. You got to learn from it. It's a learning experience. It's progress. It is progress. How many times do you think Thomas Edison failed to make the light bulb? What is it, like 1,000 times? I'm pretty sure that's 1,010 times. I think that sounds about right. But regardless, about 1,000 failed attempts to make the light bulb. 1,000 failed times. 1,000 failures. And what did he do? He kept on going. He kept on pushing. He kept on adapting. He learned from that. Oh, this doesn't work. Let's try something else. Oh, this didn't work. Oh, let's take a note. What did we do wrong? How do we fix that? How do we correct that? How do we learn from this? How do we grow from this? Constantly challenge yourself. Constantly learn from it. Constantly grow. Constantly grow as a person. Don't be so caught up in that failure. Don't be so caught up in that loss. Don't be so caught up in whatever it may be. Don't look at failure as a bad thing. Look at it as a positive. Look at it as a lesson. Look at it as not something that you want. Not something that you want. Because obviously you want success, but look at it as just part of the process. It's a part of the process. You are going to fail. You are going to get knocked down. You are not always going to be winning. It's clear. It's simple. You're not always going to be there. So don't be discouraged by it. Don't sit there and have your shoulders slumped. Don't sit there like this. Don't have your head down over that failure. Because that failure is going to make that winning. It's going to make that winning sensation feel so much better. Because you felt these lows. You felt what it feels like to be down here. You felt this feels like. You know what the bottom feels like. So when you do come around winning, oh boy, you're going to feel a whole lot better. You're going to be proud of yourself. You're going to smile. You're going to enjoy that moment so much more. And that's all I want to say. Don't be discouraged by failure. Don't be discouraged by it. Failure is part of the process. Failure is progress. Failure means you're learning. Failure means you're growing. Because what happens when things get too easy? You're not going to grow. I like to look at this in sports terms, but if you're playing with a bunch of toddlers, if you're playing with a bunch of babies, you're not going to grow. Where are you going to grow? You're going to grow when you're challenged the most. You're going to grow when you get your shot blocked. You're going to grow when you get beat. You're going to grow when you're playing someone that's better than you. That's how you're going to grow. Because they're challenging you. They're better than you. They're making you better. That failure, that loss, whatever it may be, is teaching you a lesson. It's pushing you. It's challenging you. Because you can go your whole life without taking on any challenge and taking these little easy wins. You're taking these little easy wins. Oh, I won today. I won yesterday. I'm going to win today. Those little wins, those small little wins where you're not pushing yourself, you're not really growing. You're not challenging yourself. You're not growing. But those losses you take when you're pushing yourself, when you're applying yourself, when you're playing up, when you're playing against people that are better than you, when you are being challenged every second, that's when you're going to grow. And that's when you're going to become the person that you want to be. So don't run away from failure. Don't look at failure as a bad thing. It's part of the process. It's progress. You're getting there. You're becoming there. You're becoming that person you want to be. And that's all I had to say. I hope you guys have a great day. And hopefully you got something out of this video. If you didn't, then that's completely okay. But we'll be back at it tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day.